WrestleMania is less than 1 week away, and by God, I'm excited. I have taken it on myself here at WWE's Most Ridiculous with Anna Bauert, exclusive to Fightful.com, to introduce you to what you can expect to see as the latest fashions coming out of Orlando after WrestleMania weekend. As modeled by One Soccer Mom Hair, a WrestleMania visor. However, styled correctly, I expect it to be the biggest trend coming out of WrestleMania 33, going to represent our generation. Breezy Bella attire. This one is not only stylish, it's completely practical. Actually comes with the chicken fillets. Not only do they double as a snack for when you get hungry during the telecast, but you can also use them as shelter. Or later in the car park, if some bruiser brodies decide to accost you, slip your hands in the fillets. Boxing gloves, like the MacGyver of fashion. As a special treat, upon entrance to WrestleMania 33, you have the option to actually go through the Gallows Gate. It's like a free Gallows spray tan, and it's perfect because you have pretty much 6 hours to dry. Mickey James pants extensions. Do not wear when drunk, you will fall over and probably die. You can go the Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail edition, a bucket of soot and dirt and worms and some of his dreadlocks. Dump it over your head, roll in it, stand out in the sun, which is actually an integral part of the process. That's when the heat stroke kicks in, then you start to hallucinate, and then you really reach Bray Wyatt territory. And for this WrestleMania, which I am most excited about, we have a very special Southpaw Regional Wrestling line. Got your mullets, 70s cheap car salesman ties, a spit bucket, instant BO, which I'm sure you will achieve by the end of the 6 to 7 hours, but you want to go in there ready. A moustache, one for every day of the week, completely reusable, a Chet Cheddarfield flask for kids 12 and up, and finally, a Clint Bobsky pocket guide to charisma. Charm it up, man. So let us know, what are you most excited about wearing at this year's WrestleMania? My mullet's already in the mail. On SmackDown Live, we were left with the abduction of one Randall Keith Orton, by that, a Bray Wyatt, / Sister Abigail, / Sheepmaster. We do believe that he is still alive and well, however somewhat under duress, being constantly serenaded children's songs like a living nightmare Sesame Street. We'll bring you more as we find out. On this week's WWE's Most Ridiculous with Anna Bauert, exclusive to Fightful.com, produced by Tout. Breezango, the most metrosexual people I have ever laid my eyes on. Fabio would be jealous. George Clooney wishes he were them. Angelina? We had one Fandango versus one John Cena, and as per every good 2-for-1 deal, we had Breezy Bella accompany it. At this juncture in our lives, you need advice for matters of the heart, matters of the mind, for matters of being really ridiculously good looking. And this is why I proposed the WWE Network, a Breezango talk show, love advice, style advice, just general living good advice. I want their faces to be the last thing I see when I go to bed at night, first thing I see when I wake up. Breezango for Breeze. I love you. Thank you for being you. This love dedication has been powered by Nats. We still don't quite know where Seth Reese stands, how Seth Reese stands, quite literally, but in true Triple H tradition, dick, Triple H calls out Mr. Rollins, show them who you really are, or are you just a freaking coward? Something to that effect. And so here is where we stand. Triple H proposes that if one Seth Reese, CrossFit Jesus freaking Rollins, is willing to sign a hold harmless agreement next week on Raw, kind of like a marriage clause, then Seth Reese will face Triple H in a non-sanctioned match at WrestleMania 33. This could go one of two ways. Seth Reese comes out on top, defiant, with crutch in hand, having beaten the crutch on the ground, and he is our victor. Or Seth Reese leaves without a leg. It is a thrill ride. Mick Foley was fired. Sami Zayn tried to stand up for his hero. Of course, Stephanie hates Sami Zayn with all her soul. Metaphorically shat on him. Cesaro thanked Foley for playing matchmaker. He did a pretty good job. I mean, if you're able to find a partner who is willing to forgive you for going on worldwide TV and slapping your own ass, you're doing pretty well in life. And then Hunter Richard III himself told Mick Foley to have a nice day. And that was it. But now we are in a predicament. Who is our new Raw general manager? Ray of Sunshine herself. I guess that's the whole point of the name. Summer Rae comes from a managerial role. Summer Rae could actually do a pretty damn good job. He gets along with the crowd sometimes, serenades. He makes hats look really good. I think they could all learn a lot from Kurt Angle. Post-eye incidents. Now I know you're like, well, how can he see then? I think a guy like that can get by without eyes. Similarly, One then might argue that he would just interfere with all the matches and try and get the win for himself, but there's not much difference between that and what's already happening, so just does it a bit more stylishly. Well, finally, with the rumours going around that certain contracts have been signed between certain people, one Maxwell Hardy. How can a baby be general manager? It's Maxwell friggin' Hardy. Kid can do anything. Nia Jax has been added to the match, making it a fatal four-way. I'm slightly concerned for the other girls. As Stephanie McMahon referred to it, Nia isn't afraid to use her powers. Not only did we just learn that Nia Jax has powers, is Nia Jax's sister Anna Bigger? Conspiracy. Who is the real Nikki Bella? We have seen before with WWE several incarnations of certain people, particularly one Nikki Nicole Bella. Her twin, Freaky Friday-esque, or as Maurice put it on Total Bullshit, they just got confused. As introduced this week, quite convincing, maybe a little too convincing, or perhaps this is just a talented Mr. Ripley situation and we should actually probably be really concerned about what comes next. I know she left the WWE a few years ago now, and this whole little thing there between her man and the man, but maybe that's just a little side deal they have. I've seen a documentary where it worked before, so this could simply just be an Ed Wood situation. I guess you can argue, how can Nikki Bella and John Cena be in the same spot at the same time? You can't see him. I guess you can say that this theory has been debunked. He got speared, hair came off, boobs popped out, which is nothing new, but they actually literally fell off. Yet to happen with the other Nikki Bella. He just did it so damn well. Worked for Dustin Hoffman. Or suspect number 6. Anna Bella. Can they bet you can't tell? Aren't we all just Nikki Bella?